So in today's episode of Do-It-Yourself Engine Rebuilding to the Next Level, I'm going to show you the tools required to turn this into this. So you don't need you don't need a $100,000 seat cutting machine. You don't need a lot of high-tech stuff. Today I want to show you a very good do-it-yourself at home alternative to help you do this and this and many more. So what you see laid out here is just the good old-fashioned seat grinding tools. They come electric. They come from various different manufacturers. And they come air-powered also. You can find this stuff. There's a lot of good older used equipment for sale out on the market. So I have bought 3 different sets lately. I bought this set. Well, this set was given to me. It's an old Black & Decker. Got to be careful you don't mix and match because these ends they're not always the same what drives the pilot or the cutter. This here set here, this is Sue. I bought that for, I think, a complete set. I think I paid $300 for that. And this was all stuff I found on Marketplace. And then I got another set of electric Sue. I got 3 electric ones, and I got an air-powered one. But I bought that with a whole bunch of other stuff, a boring bar, a surfacing mill, a whole bunch of stuff. I only paid $4,000 for all of that. So with a little searching around, you can find the stuff. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one particular set and show you what to be aware of if you're buying this stuff. Then the next episode, I'm going to show you how we use it and how to get a very professional job. You want to make sure you have a good functioning motor, drive, whatever. Make sure if you find a complete set, make sure it has these pilots in it. These come in various sizes. They fit in the guide. Some have a bolt on the top, so this will be tapered. It'll go squarely into the top. When you tighten the bolt, the bottom will expand, and that will say nice and true and concentric in the guide. And then some of them, they just get progressively wider at the top and they fit in snug. Again, it's concentric. Sorry, excuse me, I'm getting over a horrible chest infection. So, got to make sure you have that. If it comes with an assortment of stones, that's a bonus, but these are readily available. I'll put a few links where you can get the stuff. I think Goodson's is a good outfit for getting this stuff. Check with your local automotive parts supplier store. They may be able to get them. And then these are the drivers. If you get a set, you want to make sure that they're not all wore out, that fits in there tight. Another thing I'll tell you right now is when you're done using it and it's all gritty and you're washing your head off, blow a little bit of Varsol in through the end, just clean them bearings out really good, put a little bit of oil in there. I also like to put some grease in there and some grease up there. So this goes into the head. Your stone goes onto there, your appropriate size stone. The end of your, whatever you want to call it, just locks in there. And that's what grinds your seat. The other thing you absolutely have to have, none of this stuff is any good if you don't have a way of dressing your stone. This goes on here. You mount it on a pedestal, mount it on your bench, whatever. This goes in here. You adjust your tip. This is adjustable this way. So you can have whatever angles you want. You can do 60 for doing your throat, 45, 45 and a half, whatever for doing your seat, 30, 15 for your top coat. This, you know, it's variable. However many cuts you want to do. If you want to practice doing a 5 angle, a 3 angle, whatever, you got to have this. These also come with a little, again, these are readily available. If you find that your cutter, when you dress your stone, isn't cutting, you just need a new one of these. It's got a little diamond tip on the end that just cleans your stone up, dresses it. So the other thing I want to show you now when you're doing your heads, I mean, we're kind of, this is all geared towards the performance enthusiast, our channel, whether it's a street rod, a race car, or whatever. I'll show you a few tools that I use when I do some basic porting. This I really like, but it does have issues. I like the fact I'm not hindered with a hose off the end or a cord off the end. I like the length of it. It helps me to use it more precisely. It just uses your regular 1/4 inch carbide cutter, arbor for sanding rolls, whatever. Problem with this particular one is it's either on or off, and I think on is, I don't know, 22,000 RPM or something like that. So this doesn't work very good with the hard rolls. But you can get these, I believe, in a variable speed. So that's, if you're going to get into doing ports, that's a must. If you have an air compressor, of course, there's, you know, the good old air-powered die grinder. Again, I prefer the one that's just a regular die grinder, but this one comes with an extension. I like that so I can get more stability and more control. Because it's variable speed, it works great for these hard rolls. It's a little mandrel that goes in there. You clamp it in, you turn your hard roll on, get yourself an assortment of these. These are available at dirt cheap at any, you know, any hardware store, right? If you find you break your arbor and you're in a pinch to get stuff done, you can just take like a 1/4 inch lag screw, cut the head off, it'll fit in there. These will screw on to the thread on that. See if I have one here I can show you. Just, you know, that type of deal. Well, this happens to be an eyelet, but you can get it in a bolt. And that 1/4 inch one will fit tight in your collet. You screw on there, a little bit hard to get on, but in a pinch, that'll work for you. And of course, flopper wheels, they work very nice for when you're all said and done, just putting a nice finish, especially on the exhaust where you want to polish it up so you don't get too much grit or, you know, tooth for the carbon to stick to. Your little hard rolls, they come tapered, they come straight, they come in various grits. Every time I'm in the hardware store, I grab a couple handfuls of them for whatever I'm buying, just to have more of them, keep lots in stock. You're going to want to have a simple tool so when you're grinding your seat, and we'll go into this in greater detail when we get into doing the whole, when I show you how to do it, but you're going to want to fabricate a tool. You're going to want to make sure that you have a consistent depth between all your valves. Also, they have recommended heights, and that's where they measure it from. I just built this little tool. Anybody with a welder can do that. I set that where I want it to be, and I grind my seat until I have contact there. I'll show you more about that when we start doing the work. I just wanted to show you that now. And so that pretty much covers it. You know, for a few $100, if you shop around, you can find some tools, do professional quality, do-it-yourself, cylinder head work at home. The guides, of course, have to be tight. We'll deal with that and more when we get into how to use the tool. I just want to show you what tools to get. Yeah, so that's it, everyone. I don't know how to say goodbye. Get out in the shop, build some horsepower, have some fun, do some burnouts. Catch you guys later.